Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador. Super excited to be with you today on this beautiful Thursday. Summer is still here. In fact, I think August and September are my favorite months. And I don't think it is for the kids because I got to go back to school. But we've got a fun project for you. So pop in, say hi. Laura Pifer is here. And as you know, she always has the cutest projects, super easy. So grab your notebook and say hi. We are live today, so you can leave notes in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, and as a reminder, Laura and I have YouTube and Facebook pages too. So be sure to follow us. Be sure on Brother to hit subscribe and you'll never miss a live show. And if you're on Facebook, the easiest way to watch these shows again is to share it to your page. And while you're doing that, why don't you share it with a friend that wants to learn how to sew? That's how we get the word out, and then we'll keep making fabulous shows for you. And if there's a topic you want, leave it in the chat. All right, Laura, everybody's rolling in. How are you today? Nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you. I am good. I know you just mentioned August, September. It's back to school, so those are my favorite months. The kids just went back this week, actually, and it's been nice. I mean, we honestly have some weird weather, though. And if you're in the South, in Georgia, you know, we've had this sweltering heat. It's cooled off. It feels like I'm probably in Michigan. I don't know.
Well, it's pretty, you know what's funny is it's pretty warm here. We had a really cool spring and early summer. May was like miserable. I mean, I don't consider it miserable, but I can't do my walks outside because it was rainy and cold. But now I love it. I love it. And you know, the best part, you said kids go back to school. August and September, tourist season's kind of coming to an end. So we're in a tourist town. So I can do my nice walk on the beach early in the morning and nobody's there.
I'm like you. I want to work out and be outside in silence.
Yes. So that's speaking awesome. Of silence, not really silence, I'm speaking of fun projects. What you have for us today is super, super fun. Has nothing to do with silence, guys, or the beach. Well, you could bring it to the beach.
This is kind of, it's quiet for an embroidery machine, that's for sure, but they're not quiet, that's for sure. But yeah, you know, it's just a simple project. We're just showing the PE900, and it's very simple to embroider just an outdoor napkin. So the theme is outdoor hosting, outdoor parties kind of thing. So I thought, let's just do a simple napkin embroidery. The Art Spirit app has so many cute embroidery designs. You can do anything you want. You can do fall related, even freestyle lace at the corners and stuff like that. But today I'm just gonna show you a very simple one and how to embroider the corner of a napkin. So if you want, we can head over and I'll just do the table, hoop it, and then we can come back to the machine.
That sounds good. Let me just make sure. Somebody said they can't see us. Yes, everybody else can see us. So make sure. Well, if you can't see us, you're not going to know this. I was going to say hit refresh, but it looks like we are live. Oh, Glenda, 105 in California. That's hot, girl. That's hot.
I saw someone from Norway. That's very cool. Mountains. Ooh, that's where I want to be.
In Norway, I know. We have, you know, I love when everyone says where they're from, because we have people from all over the world that watch the live shows. And you know the coolest part, what connects us all? The brand, Brother. I love it.
It is. It's awesome. And it's a great brand to connect.
It is. So I can see your table. Great. Okay. I'll meet you over there.
Yep. Okay. So here I am. So this is the little napkin. Look how cute this is. This butterfly. I did 2. And you can make your own outdoor napkins. I actually made these really briefly with the Brother SE700. So this is just a linen. And then the first thing you'll do for hooping the napkin is, so we're going to do the corner like I showed right here. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find the corner. Now you can mark it, but see, I can see right here. This is where I want. What I'm using is a tearaway stabilizer. This is Pace Setter, medium weight tearaway. And the reason I use this is because when you're done embroidering a napkin, you do not want anything on the back. You know what I mean? You want it to be just gone, just the thread. So That's why I use a tearaway. If the design is really thick, you can double it up. So do 2 layers. So that's what I'm going to do. And then what I do is I use a spray adhesive. Angela, do you spray the fabric or the stabilizer?
I usually spray the stabilizer.
Okay. Because sometimes people spray this fabric I saw. And I do on the napkins, but like Angela said, you can do it right on this just because I want to make sure it's centered, you know. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure though. This way. Okay. So I'm just going to place this on the stabilizer. And it's sticky. But you want it to stay in place. And then we'll hoop it. My table might wiggle when I hoop it. So what's nice about the Brother hoops is you have the lines, right? So you can see I want this to go right towards the corner. And you can hoop that little corner if you want and make sure it stays down. All right, how easy was that? Nice and hooped and ready to go. So I want my design to be right here. And I can set, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone because I'm going to use the Artsphere app to show you that. So let's head over back to the machine.
All right, sounds good. So while she's headed back over, I see some people asking what spray doesn't leave a residue. So it's not a Brother brand, but if you send me a private message, I can let you know the one that I use, and it does not seem to leave a residue. And Jan says, why not use a water-soluble stabilizer? What stabilizer did you use, Laura? I didn't even hear you say that.
Oh, I used Pacesetter Tearaway Stabilizer. You could use a water-soluble, but I don't like getting it wet.
Well, and the other thing is, the tearaway will tear away and keep that structure of your butterfly. Now, this isn't the same butterfly, but so either works because I did wash away on a t-shirt. So either one works for the design she's picking. So hopefully that helps you guys with your questions over here. Cindy was on YouTube and Jan was on YouTube. If you got more questions, drop them in the chat. And if you put a question mark before it, I will try not to miss it.
And, you know, when you meant the water soluble, I kind of agree with you. It's great for like, if you're doing it on a t-shirt or something like that, for something like a napkin where you already have a little bit more structure in the fabric, you know, this is maybe a medium fabric. It's fine to use tearaway because it's just, there's a little bit more stability in the fabric. But yes, if you're doing a t-shirt or something, great idea. And you can do both. I just did this because also I don't want it to get wet. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
So now the Artsphere app, I've opened it up. And I saved my design already, but there's so many options. And if you look at their weekly inspo, which I love, they have so many different options that you can do for projects. But I just already saved this. I'm just going to do a little bee because it's cute. And it's simple. It's cute little bee.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, see, these are outdoor napkins, and my son will love it. And then all you do is you just press create. So I'm going to press create. If you want to make it a little bigger, you can, or smaller, that's fine. And then all I do is press done. And you can save it if you want to. I'm not going to. And then you just transfer it directly to your machine. So I'm going to press transfer right here. And it will transfer. And then I just get it right directly on my machine. Oh, let me get my needle up. And then you go to this. Should I move you forward, Angela?
Sure. Just a little bit. I'll bring you out just a sec while you bring that up. And I see somebody asking what machine she's on. She's on the PE900, the PE900.
All right. Is that a little close?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you just go to this little cloud and then your design will come up. It just says, please wait a while. You click it, press set. It's not a long time. It's usually very quick. And then you know what I love about the Brother PE900 is you can move this to be directly where you want. So because I want this design right here in the corner, I'm going to move it as low down as I can go. And then I can also make sure with this feature where you can see exactly where it's going to be, make sure it's going to be where I want on the napkin. So I'll move up a little bit more.
Perfect.
All right. So it's pretty much where I want it to be. I can move it up just a tad. All right, and then we're ready to embroider. This is a pretty quick one. So the first color is yellow, so I'm going to thread it. I figured I'd take my time showing all the steps like threading because it's a very quick, excuse me while I.
Oh, this is a good question. So she says that, well, not really a question, but a comment that aerosols are not allowed in Hawaii where she lives. So what would be another option? Well, sticky back stabilizer would be perfect for that.
Yep, there you go. The sticky back. It's basically you just peel it and it's sticky, like almost like a sticker. I did think of showing that one as well. I just feel like sometimes it can be hard to remove, mainly if I'm doing it on camera. But otherwise, yeah, that's a great option.
On camera, you don't want that. We're always laughing about that.
I can't get it off. You know how it goes. You're trying to like diminish the mistakes that might happen. All right, so we're ready to go. This is a pretty quick design, so you won't have to hear that for long. It's 3 minutes. So I'm going to start. Make sure everything's nice and there we go. It looks good.
So Terry, let me answer your question while we're embroidering. Oh, that looks good, Laura. Can you send a design from Artspira to PE Design for editing? No, I don't believe so, because you can only send from your phone or tablet directly to the machine. You can't use it on a computer. So I would have to say no. But when you send it to your machine, you can edit it. You can make it larger, smaller, unless it's a Disney design or a specific licensed design where they don't allow changes. But in your machine, you have a lot of options to change. You can change the colors, which obviously that's a pretty easy one, but size, rotate, all of those things. So good question there though. And also I encourage all of you, just on Tuesday, Laura, Sarah Betzer was on here using Artspira. She's already changing colors. This is the fastest design ever. And we were talking about, it has over 300 fonts now. That's a lot of fonts. And also there's a ton of free stuff. So we were chatting about someone who was debating on what machine to buy. She doesn't have a Brother machine yet. And she wanted a soy machine and a scan and cut because they talk, you can have them talk to each other on the higher end machines. So either way, we said, you know what, download the app. The app is free. Artspira is totally free. And then there's a paid version, but play with the free version first because they have cutting in there for the scan and cut, printing fabric, and then embroidery. So just download it and play with it first. And then that'll give you an idea of what offers, what's in there.
Yeah, and I agree, Angela. The app is so fun. And I know you were saying the previous question, you can actually create your own designs though on the Artspira app. Like I do that a lot. You can upload an image and make it into an embroidery design. So that's a feature that comes with the additional payment, but it's worth it. I mean, it's
the Artspira Plus. Oh, Jan, did I say yet? I know I'm a computer girl. I like to do everything on the computer. I'm faster. So my fingers are crossed that someday it will go to a computer, but that was just me and my wishful thinking. But right now it's on a phone and a tablet. I haven't heard anything else that it's going to go elsewhere, but my fingers crossed because I'm a computer gal.
I saw the can you talk sublimation embroidery? I think that would be a really fun for us to do. Like we should do a project for a YouTube live on Brother for you guys. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Combine them, and the Artspira app does have a combo. They do have designs where you have the combo of sublimation and embroidery. And they're pretty cool. I can pull some up when we're done with this if you want. But yeah, I'm on the gray now. So this is already almost done. Oh, I'm going to do this.
Who was I talking to that was they did this really cool project. I have not tried this yet, but I'm going to. They used polyester thread and embroidered an entire design with white thread. It might have been one of our fans here that had mentioned it, with white thread, and then did sublimation over the white thread. And because the thread was all polyester, the design stuck to the thread. I haven't tried that yet, but that sounds really cool.
That does. That sounds really cool. And that's why I always suggest people get on the Artspira app and just learn it and practice using it, because once you do, you really don't understand what you did before. Like, right. I'm like, I don't even know how the USBs and stuff. Yeah, you can still upload previous designs that you have saved and stuff like that. But once you learn the Artspira app, you do realize how easy it is to transfer designs, to edit designs, and also to make your own embroidery designs. And you can, you do got to practice with the making your own designs. You do got to practice that a little bit, because I learned, okay, if I want just a simple design, I just do one color. You don't upload an image and then just leave it, and then it's like a million different colors. If you just want the border, for example, you put one. You know what I mean?
Right. How about a thumbnail drive to take designs from computer to machine? Well, you can do that for regular designs, just not like on that machine she has there. You can bring designs with the USB, but you cannot, Artspira cannot go onto a USB. Artspira designs, I should say. So I want to make sure I was clear if somebody thought any design. So any designs that you have that are PE, you can bring over via USB. Also, does your machine? Yeah, your machine has Wi-Fi because you just sent it. So if you PE design on your computer and you're sending it that way, you can do that. But when it comes to Artspira, you send it from your phone or your tablet to the machine, and then it stays on the machine. You can edit it there if it's allowed, and that's how that works. So hopefully that helped. I see Glenda. Glenda, I've never tried this. You guys are talking about, they're over here on YouTube. Let me find the question. Oh, a glue stick. And then Glenda's over on Facebook, so she didn't see Amanda's comment. What about wash away glue stick? I haven't tried that. I have not tried that. I know we've had educators on here before that used a glue stick when they were trying to connect some seams together, and it just freaked me out because I just feel like everything's going to gum up. But I can't say because I've never tried it. Have you ever tried it, Laura?
No, I haven't, but that sounds interesting, actually. It's probably something I would like, because I feel like I like to I like simple. I like a basic stabilizer and then something you just place on. I do a lot of, I think they call it floating embroidery, where you just place it on, especially with like hard to reach areas like t-shirts or something like a napkin right here that's you just want the corner or the edge. So I definitely am going to look into that. It's just like a glue stick for embroidery. Wow.
Well, I think it's just a regular glue stick, but I'll have to check it out. I use sticky back if I'm going to float. Okay. Or the spray, but then we're going back to our friend in Hawaii that can't use sprays. So this is a great conversation.
That is interesting. And I do think about that sometimes, because I'll just be like, shh. And it's sticky. So you're like, oh, I don't want to breathe this in. I mean, that.
Right. Open the windows.
I was seeing someone asked what sublimation and embroidery is. So it's basically using the Brother sublimation machine, printer machine, and then the combo of embroidery on top of it. So something you would probably do on like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. Again, you got to, with sublimation, you do got to use polyester materials, or a tote bag, for example. But I think that'd be a fun one to do, and then they can see how that combo works.
The Brother fans are all here, and these are all people who love to embroider. So I'm going to trust them on this. Caroline uses the glue stick all the time. Awesome. And washable glue sticks, adding a zipper to the edge. Look at this. See what a great, I have to add it to our repertoire now.
We're doing that, Angela. And for a zipper, that is so smart. I didn't even think about that.
Thanks, everyone.
Sticks that I just like throw out because they're, the kids, every year they go back to school, they have this list and it's always glue sticks. And I'm like, we have a million glue sticks because you always are sending them and then they send them back. So I'm just going to start using those and putting them in the sewing room now.
Yep.
That's a great idea. All right. So look, it's done.
Oh my goodness. Is that cute?
A little bee. Although bees sting. My whole family, and maybe it wasn't bees. I know people like, don't come for the bees, but I think it was hornets. But my husband and my sons have been stung like twice this summer, and they weren't pleasant stings. So when I was doing the bee, I was like, oh. But it's so simple. And then all you do is take the tear away. And I did 2 layers. Usually I would do 1, and just take it right off. And then obviously give it a good press. But I like the idea of doing the glue stick on something like this. That's a great idea, actually. Now I would go press it, obviously, but just a cute little.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And then I'll show you the butterflies. Let me grab those.
Those are cute. While you're doing that, Nancy has a comment here. She has, hola, by the way, SE725, and she wants to know if she can change it to a larger size, but I don't change the arc. What do you want to change to a larger size? That part I don't.
Does she mean the hoop? Do you mean the hoop?
I don't know. The SE725, does that just has the 4x4? Does that have a 5x7? I cannot remember. What size hoops do you have with yours?
That's a 4x4. So you cannot change the embroidery area, which means a bigger hoop wouldn't work. Either way, you're still going to get that 4x4. You know what I mean?
So hopefully, Nancy, that answers it. So whatever size hoop you have, which I think you only have the 4x4. If it's wrong, drop a chat in there that it's a bigger hoop, but I'm pretty sure it is only 4x4. And you cannot have a bigger hoop if your machine, if that's the largest that it allows. So hopefully that answers you. And welcome, by the way. Welcome.
Yeah. This is a 4x4 hoop. What I like about the PE900 is you can do the 5x7, which is here twice the size. And of course, I have stuff all over it. Here is the, see, so 5x7 inch hoop area. And then here's the 4x4 hoop. And I like that you can combine them, especially for something small. And when I have the PE900, I always have my embroidery machine set up and then my sewing machine set up. So I can, I don't have to change. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, Laura, you got it. So Jan, I'm sorry, but I had to laugh when she said, yes, they sting and I'm allergic. I never embroider bees. And then she put a butterfly. And then Shay says, Jen, don't worry. Embroidered bees don't sting. I agree. Look
I know.
How cute that. Let me see the butterfly.
I loved the butterfly, but it was a little longer.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then the yellow. And then the
Laura, what size needle did you use for this?
I always use a jeans machine or a jeans needle. I always use a jeans needle for everything. I think we discussed that. It always has worked for me. I just will not change. And it lasts forever. But I think because I'm doing so much, like I might do a sweatshirt one day and then I might do, linen one day and then our t-shirt. For some reason, the jeans needle, I don't know exactly what the number is. I could probably look it up. Just go get jeans needles. It's called jeans needles. And it literally is life-changing. You use it on everything.
I use it on denim. This is an interesting conversation about the needles because a lot of people will resort just to an embroidery needle. There is a purpose for the embroidery needle. But if I'm embroidering on denim or something heavy like canvas, I will use the jeans needle. I use it for the embroidery and the sewing side. And then if I'm embroidering on knits or mesh, I'll use a stretch needle. So I kind of adapt my needle to the fabric, kind of like what you're talking about. So yeah, or use an embroidery needle, whichever one you all want. But for a weight of a linen or something, I'd probably go with a size 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I overthink it too much. So I just kept the jeans needle in and it works for everything. So that's all I use. I do have the embroidery needles like these, or sometimes I use these Oregon needles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes it just depends. You know what I mean? The jeans needle, I just never have had a real issue. Yeah, but here's your butterfly. I saw, and that's why I didn't want to do the bee, because my husband got stung so bad, and I don't know if it was a bee or what, but now we're all traumatized by that. But my husband got stung so bad that he had to go to the hospital because he swelled so bad. And it was like, he was just mowing the lawn. And it was like, now we're like, we don't like the bees. We always see the bees. My kids won't even go in the backyard because the bees are back there. I think we're just all traumatized by like what happened to my husband's ankle. It swelled so bad.
Oh my gosh. I'm not allergic to bees, but I am allergic to poison ivy and poison oak. And I remember when we first moved to our house, we're talking like 15 years ago, and I went out and I was weeding and making this great, doing all this gardening. And I came in and all of a sudden I was coated, and I was like, try sewing with your arms all. No, so bees, poison ivy, poison oak, they're all out for me. I'll just stay out of the backyard.
I don't want nothing itchy and swelling. We're not.
So do you guys have any questions? This was a great project. We got a great discussion going on here about needles. How often should you change your needles? Well, I actually try to change mine every other project, unless I'm making jeans, and then I change them every pair. How about you, Laura?
No. Ooh. When it breaks. Just kidding. When it breaks.
There you go.
I change it. Just kidding. I do try, and you can kind of tell when they're getting a little dull. Like you said, Angela, after a big project like a denim pants. Yeah, every other project, that's a good idea.
Well, the other thing is I have a little pad. I don't have it here right now. One of my friends that works for another needle company that's not a Brother product, but it's this great little pad that'll say what kind of needle it is. So if I've only sewn for maybe an hour or something short, and I'm switching from knits to something else, I might save that needle and use it later. So I mark it so I know. But if your machine, so here's a little tip for all of you. If your machine starts making a noise, like you're like, why is my machine so loud? Change your needle first. If you have skipped stitches, change your needle. And if you've broken your needle and still have skipped stitches, you might want to take your machine in for a little cleanup at your local dealer, because you might have chipped the bobbin case. So just a few little things about Star says she changes hers when she has issues like shredding and breaking. Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I think that's a great, I have heard that, where it's, I'm trying to learn how to, do my own or whatever you call it, where you get it serviced. And I kind of learned, and you take this off, and I just went on YouTube and figured it out myself.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, Brother Crafts, thank you for bringing that up. So for the person that asked about the SE700, if you were talking about Artspira, that's different. If you're talking about just general embroidery designs, I'm glad they put this up, the design database transfer. I don't use that very often, and I always forget about it. So you can transfer designs that way, or a thumb drive, whatever you find the easiest. But on Artspira, it can only go into the machine. So, right. Oh, Jan, she cleans her machine after every project. Good for you.
Wow. I need to get on your level. I'm over here like, what's this fleece everywhere? Like, what's easier to clean though is your sergers, because you can open and get it's all in there. You know what I mean? Where this one, it definitely was like, I don't want to mess up the way things were put in properly. So I guess just learning, like you said, how to do it properly. And if you're sewing a lot, yeah, you're going to be changing your needle a lot. You're going to be cleaning your machine a lot. That's for sure.
That's for sure. And also, don't forget your brother dealer, many of them or all of them have a service department. And I know about every year I will take the machine that I mean, I'm testing a lot of machines, but the machine that I sew on all the time, I take it in and just get it cleaned and get it all. I take it to the doctor. The brother doctor is what I call it.
That's a great idea. I think that I definitely would do that if I had one closer.
Yep.
Mine closest one's like an hour away.
Oh yeah, that makes it challenging. So everybody's giving all good advice. So the chat over on YouTube is huge today. So if you want to go back and read those comments, you just go to Brother Sew's YouTube channel or Brother Facebook, and there's a whole nother chat going on over there. I try to bring the comments up when we're live so the YouTube people can see the Facebook people.
Yes.
Laura, this is a great project. I can't wait to see what you have for us next month. I know it's going to be fun. And if you want to go back and watch any of her previous episodes, go to Brother Sew's. The easiest thing to do, Brother Sew's YouTube channel. Click on the live button, which is like the third button over, and you'll see, let's see, we're on episode 519 today. Wow. And we didn't even start counting for the first couple hundred. So you can binge watch for a long time.
Wow. Well, congrats. Over 500.
Yeah, Angela, and you were on many of them. You were on from the beginning. So, all right. Well, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat, even if you're watching the replay. Laura, those are beautiful. I absolutely love them. They look gorgeous. The butterflies in Art Spirit as well, in case you all missed that.
All Art Spirit designs I'll use on here.
Sounds good. All right. Till next time, everyone. We will see you next week, and mark your calendar because starting, I think it's Wednesday morning at 9 or 10 a.m., Brother will be unveiling their new products for the year. So our lips are sealed. We can't tell you, but we can tell you next week. So until then, everyone, happy sewing.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Attach the embroidery frame in the initial sewing position.